Hi guys, welcome back to this series of UX videos. In today's video, we will carry on with the visual design, but we will specifically look at the types of visual design. So there are three types of visual design. We have the material design, skeuomorphic design, and the flat design, and we will look at each one of those individually in the next slides. Material design is basically guidelines or a system of guidelines that allows designers to create some sort of like a unified experience across the different platforms, and it basically just tries to go for that consistency that we're trying to aim for. It specifies everything, including how your style should look like, your layout, how your menu structure should look like, what icons, what color combinations, user interface components, and things like that. That's basically what material design does. So, for example, Google's design outlines how the apps should look like and how they should work. It literally just breaks down everything, such as animation, style, layouts, to make sure that everything is consistent throughout the entire system. These are examples of material design, so you can see that you have a whole bunch of different buttons there. So as the designer, you'd go and choose one specific button that you'd want to use. Let's say maybe you choose the colored fab button. You're gonna want to use that throughout your entire system to make sure that it's consistent. And then if you want to select your menus, you can choose where you want your menus to be, either lower left, lower right, top left, top right, and then you make sure that that's consistent throughout your entire design. And if you want to, when you go for typography or your style, you know that if you're trying to create like a heading that has to catch the user's attention, you'd use the light 112 SP, and then as you go down, you want to choose for a subheading, you'd go for regular 56 SP, and so on and so forth. That's what material designs aim to achieve. They try to give you that consistency throughout your entire system. A skeuomorphic design is basically a copy of something else, or like a representation or an imitation of something else that's intended to represent the original. It basically allows people to transition easily from what's happening in the real, tangible world to what is happening in the digital world. So when you see something in the real world, let's say a camera that you use to take your photos, and then you transition to the digital world, they create something that looks exactly the same as the camera that you used, so that you can be able to associate things easily, or like they use things that you're already familiar with, basically. And we'll look at an example of that just now. So we gave an example of a skeuomorphic design using a camera. As you can see, the camera on your right hand side is actually like a visual representation of what an actual camera looks like in real life, and those are what skeuomorphic designs try to achieve by all means. Moving on to the flat designs are basically just very simple two-dimensional kind of designs where you try to create less clutter, and they appear to be more simple on the screen. They are very much easy to design, and they take very much less space when you're done designing everything and you've already put them on the screen. A lot of people tend to find flat designs quite boring, simply because they don't stand out from the screen. But one thing to remember is that flat designs have little to no shadowing. They have no contrast, no gradients, no depth, no nothing. And we'll look at an example of that just now. So now these are examples of flat designs. If you look there on your left hand side, you can see a whole bunch of emojis. Those emojis are flat designed emojis because they're just plain, very simple. They have no contrast, no depth, no nothing. They look like they're just drawn on a piece of paper. That's what flat designs aim to achieve. But you can actually see what they're trying to convey with the emojis. It's just a bit simple compared to the ones that we're used to. And if you look there on your right hand side, if you look at the airplane mode button there, that's actually a skeuomorphic design because it works like an actual switch in real life. So you know that that button is clickable, and by just looking at it you can tell that it's off. But if you look at the other options right beneath the airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cellular, personal hotspot, and carrier, they're just like plain written words. Those are actually flat designs. They're flat, they're simple. This is why we say some people actually find it boring, because we're not even sure if the buttons are clickable. You know that you have to click it to enable it, but that's what flat designs aim to achieve. And that's basically it when it comes to the types of visual design. I hope you guys found this video very helpful. Please don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, just put them down in the comments below, and I'll make sure to get to them as soon as I can. Yeah, so that's basically it.